1-3, the police are requesting an ambulance to detail man screaming for one. Inside the Irish Social Club at number 19 Park Street, West Roxbury.
Hi, my name is Elliot Fulham. I'm from Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3, and I just want to say you're watching The Movie Canon. Hope you enjoy. Hi, Gio.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel, The Movie Canon, and this is the Met Report, a show about movies, entertainment, and television news. Except today, it will be possessed by horror talk. So there's actually a non-spoiler review that I will be doing here today. The Terrifier 3 review of, again, no spoilers. And I'm also going to dive into some of the horror icons that I've had in the on my Instagram page. I did a poll. I call it my horror icon election. I do that every year, and we're gonna go over some of the results. Some of them were a bit surprising. Some of them were expected, but of course, I'm not gonna do this alone. So I'm joined by our actually one Canon Council member here today. He has been here before multiple times, and you guys know him as Mr. All right, let's move on to the next one here. So the other project that is maybe going to happen is the Rey Skywalker New Jedi Order movie. And with that reaction, let's go to you, Alex. What are your thoughts on this? Alex, how you doing,
Good
Alex?
to be back. Good to be back. I missed the show. Missed talking to you.
Well, it's been a while. Yeah, it's been like a month. We were just talking backstage, and yeah, it's been like at least a month. Yeah, because usually pop up, like maybe once a month, or maybe once every 2 weeks or so. It depends on our schedules and stuff like that. But it's been a while this time, so thanks so much for coming back here on the Movie Canon YouTube channel. I'm trying to remember, is this your first horror talk episode?
I think so. I think so.
It is.
We talked. We met a year ago talking about The Exorcist.
Right.
I was on Casey's channel. But this is my first horror talk with you.
Yeah. So it's because So you're so then you're officially one of the few guests who go on my show that has been on all three: Met Report, Horror Talk, and Figures Talk. So there you go. So that's your first one here. But,
I feel privileged.
Yeah, there you go. But thank you so much, Alex, for being here again. Always appreciate your time here. So let's look into the live chat real quick, because I do see a couple in there right now. Let me just move things around here real quick here before we do that. And then, Alex, just very quickly, you haven't seen Terrifier 3 yet because it's not out over there, right?
No, not yet. It's coming out on October 31st.
Which is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Which is perfect for
perfect.
But I know you've seen the first two, right? The first two Terrifier movies.
Yeah, and I don't remember the name of it, but I know there's another one.
Oh, that's right. All Hallows Eve, I believe.
Something like that. I saw that.
Yeah, that one. I actually, I don't think I've seen that one actually.
I think it's on Prime.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah. So that's what we have going on here. But let's see here. Let's get into the live chat. So the first one here we have, I believe you say egg one. Little celebration emoji there. That's, I think I'm the first comment. You were the first comment, and thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate that very, very, very much. There, we have Pedro Lopez dropping by, saying hello, hello to Mr. Pedro Lopez. Greatly appreciate it as always. I've seen you in the live chats before, so I haven't done a horror talk episode in a while, so I'm glad you joined us here today. And Mr. Brick Artemis also here in the live chat. And he has his new, I think that's his new logo for the spooky season. Kind of like a zombie with the flesh coming out of it or something. So it looks very cool. So thanks so much, Brick, like always, for being in the live chat. Always appreciate that. And Egg One saying, is Terrifier 3 better than the other two? And yes, we'll definitely get into that in just a bit. Actually, that's going to be the first thing we're going to talk about is my non-spoiler review of Terrifier 3. We have Cultura Pop saying, hi, everyone. A nice intro. Thanks very much there, Cultura Pop.
Thank you.
Really
Thank you.
That. And that's one of your friends that you know, right?
Yeah. I think you were in one of our live streams in the chat.
Oh, I think I do remember. I think I remember the name, but I was like, I don't know if it was in mine or someone else's.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate that. We have Blue Tattoo. Hey everyone, hello there.
Blue. It's been a while. I haven't talked with him in a while too.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, Blue Tattoo. Really appreciate that. And again, I've seen you in the live chat a couple times on Figures Talk, and now you're here too. So I'm glad that a lot of you guys are joining in here for the horror talk one. So really appreciate that. Let's see. Brick Artemis says, Egg, I think 3 is better than both. Yes. So that's what he's saying there. And then he's celebrating right here too.
And then better, you mean bloodier?
Well, that's a discussion. We'll get into that in a bit. Let's see. Brick says, man, I've never made a horror talk. Yeah. Brick has been on the show, on the channel many times. Probably between you and Brick, Alex, you two have been on the most. I think you guys are getting up there, and then Adam's been on quite a bit now too. Adam 12. But yeah, Brick has never been on horror talk. It just has never worked out with the scheduling and things like that. But he'll be on here sometime soon. And it is all. Then it says All Hallows Eve, so it is that one. Mr. Kuso dropping by. Hey chat. Hello to Mr. Kuso. Thanks so much for being here. I watched the show, but about at least a year. Continuing to come back. Thank you, Kuso there. So hyped. Terrified 3. Kuso. All of those horror fans. I'm sure they are very excited for this new Terrifier movie. So get into that. Then Egg One says, have you guys watched The Substance? And if you have, is it any good? We both seen The Substance, and it is quite an experience. I did enjoy it. Actually, Alex, since he just brought this up here, The Substance is one of those movies that, like, I did like it. I enjoyed it quite a bit for odd reasons, but I enjoyed the movie, and it was one of those movies that I kept thinking about, like, way after I saw it, and I was like, what the hell? So I think I need to reassess my grade and maybe raise it a little bit.
What grade did you give it? I don't remember.
I just gave it a solid B because I was like, okay. I know I liked it, but it's like I need to think about this a little bit. So, but yeah, I put a little comment like if you're a big horror fan, I think you'll love this. But if you don't even want to deal with anything horror related or anything weird or anything like, without getting to spoilers, this is definitely not a movie for you. But without
you know what, that's really like my wife hates horror. Like she hates it. She can't stand like anything gory, anything violent. Like it's not her thing. Mm-hmm. And I went to watch The Substance. I told her, I think you'll like this movie, even when it's a little intense. Oh, right. And she ended up loving it.
Oh, really?
Like,
okay.
She loved it. I think the subject, like when you let go of the body horror and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
I think that the main plot, like the whole idea of the movie, it's appealing to a big audience.
Okay, yeah, I
I
can see
think
that.
it's tricky because it's really hard to get there because I mean it's body horror and it can get really grotesque at moments.
Pretty crazy. So
But it's like right now, I think you saw that. I'm obsessed with that movie. I watched it 3 times in theaters, and I don't do
no.
that anymore. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh
love it.
wow, okay,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna be rewatching that movie,
Do it.
but
I enjoyed it more the second time.
Oh, okay. So anyone here who really liked Terrifier 3, then I think you can totally handle the substance. Just when it comes to the horror or the body horror, the body horror elements to it, because that would be maybe the only thing that would maybe deter you or maybe not appeal to you. But like I said, people who don't really care for horror, like anything gory, yeah, that's pretty a crazy movie there. But
Yes.
then Brick says more my fault, I think. I think related to maybe you being on Horror Talk, I'm guessing. But yeah, Mr. Brick, yeah, definitely. As soon as you're able to come on here, you're always welcome on this for sure. And Cultura Pop says, have Alex in our channel is always fun. We talk more of other stuff than the main topic. And then that's perfect. That's perfectly fine, actually, sometimes. If the conversation is a little more intriguing, then I think it's okay, right? So
it always happens. It always happens.
And we have Case O says they used real animal guts. Queso, I don't think I've seen you before in the live chat, so welcome. Thanks so much for being on here. I do appreciate that. And then Case O says, should have made a longer film. And I'm not sure you're referring to The Substance or...
Because that one is very long. That one is very, very long.
Yeah. And then Egg One says, Beetlejuice 1 or 2. I mean, I guess I would probably stick to the first one, at least in my opinion. Did you watch the second Beetlejuice?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
but yeah. Like the first Beetlejuice, I mean, it's a fun movie. It was never one of those movies that I needed to rewatch on a regular basis. It's a fun little movie to watch once in a while, like maybe during the spooky season. Even though it's not horror, I would say. It just has a lot of like creepy little aesthetic scenes that are kind of like appeal to Halloween and things like that. The first one anyway, because talking about corpses and dying and zombies and stuff like that. So yeah, I will say the first one.
Always the first one. Yeah.
Moses Nahera says, I just saw Terrifier 3 last night and it was great. So yeah. I was actually talking to Jay Feezy last night because he posted something on Instagram. I think it was Instagram or Facebook, one of those. And then he put he took a picture of like a warning for Terrifier 3. Just like I forgot what it said, but it's basically a warning if you're gonna watch this movie. And he says he's about to start it, and that's when I was gonna start watching it. And so then I just told Feezy like, all right, well, enjoy, good luck. And then he said good luck to you. To me as well. And then afterwards he told me that I guess 2 people from his from the theater, I guess they didn't make it to the first 30 minutes or something, like they left and they never came back. So I was like, oh wow. I didn't notice anyone leaving in my theater, but I guess there's a couple that left on Jay Feezy's theater there. So shout out to Jay Feezy out there. Thank you. Let's see. Brick says, what does it say? It's a Santa is a clown. Santa as a... Wait, I don't know what he's trying to say here. Santa is clown weakness. I probably completely butchered that, but sorry about that, Brick. Egg One says that Art the Clown in Spencer's was silly. Was that in the... I don't remember. Was he in the... If he wasn't in this new one, I don't remember seeing that, but maybe he was. I don't know. Brick says, first Beetlejuice is far superior than the sequel, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
And then Pedro says, I guess the people who walked out never saw the first 2. And I would think so, right? I mean, I would think so. Although, stuff that happens, especially in the opening scene. I mean, I could see some people really have an issue with what's going on in there, but who knows? Maybe they haven't. But it's a movie called Terrifier. I think you would have heard some buzz or something about this movie.
Maybe they thought it was more like Pennywise, like more that type of horror.
Yeah, that's possible.
Maybe because some people really don't watch trailers or don't know anything. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that might be a possibility too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, just that. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said and then you're gonna say.
Yeah, I was just mumbling. No, don't worry.
Oh, okay. Then Moses Nagara says the fact that I'm able to watch a Terrifier films like nothing kind of gets me thinking. I was kind of thinking about that last night, actually, especially that opening scene. And it's like, should I be? Not that I was feeling a certain way, but it's like, should I be one of those people that should leave? Because I mean, I don't know. Like, if you enjoyed a movie, I enjoyed Terrifier 3. It's like really, what happens in that movie? It's kind of hard to explain. But
I think we've been exposed to so much violence, like in our generation.
That is true.
That for us, like, it's not that we don't feel, but it's like, okay, yeah, special effects, cool. Yeah. I think it's more on that regard than something else. It's not like we actually want to do what Art the Clown does. It's just
because in that case we wouldn't be watching any horror movies, I would think, right?
Yeah,
because there's a lot of deaths, killings, and everything, and some pretty gruesome ones. Terrifier, the Terrifier series is definitely trying to take the cake for that.
Yeah,
but Brick says, I'm trying to say that Santa is Art's weakness. Oh, that's what you're saying. Okay, got it. Oh, I know what you mean. Although to an extent, right? But Pedro says, Art the Clown / filmmakers did promos in Spirit Halloween and Spencer's stores. Oh, okay, that's what you're referring to. Okay. So there you go there. Egg One says, I just remembered that there's a Black Phone 2 in the making, but I don't get how a second one would make sense since the grabber's dead. Spoilers. I mean, it's been out for a while now. But yeah, I mean, I guess it made enough money for a Black Phone. I thought Black Phone was okay. I don't necessarily want to rush to see a sequel to it, but I think I did read something about that as well. Plus, it's Blumhouse, so they usually don't spend too much money on a film anyway. So I'm sure they profited something enough to make a sequel, right?
That's the beauty of horror. It doesn't cost much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Brick Artemis says, I can't wait for Black Phone 2 and also Thanksgiving 2. And are they working on a Thanksgiving 2? I don't know if I heard something about that. But I think that one was also kind of low budget as well. And I know it did well. Yeah. And I did like that movie. I don't know if did you see it?
It was a good slasher. Yeah, it was a good slasher movie.
Yeah,
it was fun.
I liked it. It was definitely one of those.
I love the scene at the mall when they're at Walmart or whatever it is.
Yeah. The Black Friday stuff. The opening.
Yeah, and the guy who gets stabbed with the glass at the door, and it was good.
Yeah, I like that movie. I'm kind of saving it to watch it during Thanksgiving time.
I liked it.
Mr. Cruz says it's definitely a generation thing. He says here, and then Egg One says, "I've got to skedaddle soon." Yeah, I think that's what you're saying, right? Skedaddle.
What is that?
Like leave, I'm guessing.
Oh. Okay.
But all right. But thanks so much there, Egg One. All right, so it looks like we're caught up in the live chat, and let me just do this real quick here. So we're doing the Halloween Horror Nights Popcorn Bucket giveaway. So that is still open. I'm going to announce the winner on an episode like this on a Saturday around this time, but on the 26th. So if you commented on the Instagram post, that you're a subscriber or a follower, then you will be entered. If you haven't done that, then definitely start doing that. It will be an address within the US, so make sure you have an address in the US so I can ship that out. You have to be present in the live chat here, like an episode like this. It'll be a horror talk episode, the Halloween special horror talk episode, October 26th. So just go to the Instagram page for more details as to how to enter if you haven't done so already. And we'll get into this after the Terrifier 3 review. We're going to talk a little bit about the results of the 5th annual horror icon election that I do on Instagram. So we'll talk about that. And let me see here. Then everyone says, "Well, I've seen that popcorn bucket at Halloween Horror Nights." Right, it is. It is from Halloween Horror Nights. It's exactly where it's from. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started with the non-spoiler review of Terrifier 3. Okay, see it, stream it, or skip it. That's my little system that I use. You know, it's either one of these three, and then I give it a school grade, right? A through F. So I'll give a grade of this towards the end here. And this is a non-spoiler review because I know some, many people have not seen this, so I completely understand that maybe you don't want a spoiler review so early still. It's been out for a couple days here. I know where Alex is, it hasn't been released yet till the end of the month, and I'm sure because this is not really a big studio, so it may not necessarily come out everywhere, so there's that. But so here's the situation when it comes to Terrifier and just Art the Clown. Well, I guess the Terrifier series. When I first saw this movie, the first one, because I think it was on Netflix, I didn't see it in theaters. The whole reason why I even saw this is because I was at my, I think it was my cousin's or my aunt's or one of them, and my cousin decided to play this movie like 2:00 in the morning or something. And I was like, what the hell is this? This this weird looking clown. I was like, what the hell? And he's doing the things that he was doing in the opening scene or at the beginning of the movie. And I was like, okay. But and then I think I passed out or something because it was kind of late. And I didn't really think about it. I forgot about it. And then it wasn't until maybe a year later or maybe even longer that I decided to actually oh, whatever happened to that movie? I never actually finished watching that movie. And then I watched it and I was like, oh shit, that's a lot of crazy stuff in this movie. And then I heard that they're making a sequel. I was like, oh, okay. And then obviously when the sequel came out, I went to the theaters and I enjoyed it. Now there was stuff going on, when it comes to some horror. There's some stuff that we don't know, right? And the story wise, it's just a lot of killing. The story is pretty basic. So I was like, okay. It's just one of those little horror movies, right? Those little slasher. Just get your horror fix, your gore fix, I guess, right? And I ended up enjoying it. Just overall, and then I rewatched it again, the second one, shortly after seeing it in theaters. Then I bought it on digital or something, and then I rewatched it. Okay, it's a lot of killing in this movie, but I'm liking it. It's kind of fun. And then of course they announced the third one, Terrifier 3, and now it's out. A couple weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, I went to a horror con, creepy con in this area, and then I did meet, I guess, the main three from Terrifier 2. Obviously, the actor who plays Art the Clown, what's his name? David Howard. I forget. He has 3 names. I can't remember the name now for some reason here in a live stream. But so I met him. He's really nice. He was doing all his facial expressions, that Art the Clown does, but without the makeup. Because when I first met him was just for the autograph. He wasn't dressed as Art the Clown, but he was doing the little, with the little mouth, ooh, stuff like that. So I thought it was kind of funny that I could still recognize the Art the Clown even without the makeup. So it's kind of funny. So that was kind of funny there. And then of course I met the lead, the girl who plays Sienna, and then the boy. So I met all 3 of them, and then I told Elliot, who's the kid who plays Jonathan, and I told him, hey, I hope you survive Terrifier 3. And the movie obviously just came out. That was a few weeks ago. So he's like, oh, well, we'll see. So obviously he didn't tell me anything, but I just had to throw that in there. I hope you survive. Maybe he'll tell me something, but he didn't. so it was a cool situation there, and now we watched this movie here. But before I actually go into the thoughts of the new movie, Alex, what are your thoughts on just the two Terrifier movies that you've seen so far?
They're very intense. Like I like them, but there's really like the story at the end of the second one was so weird. Like with the girl with the wings and the sword and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Like I don't get it. I really don't understand why you're doing this. But okay, I think that they took the place for me at least for what Saw was doing a few years ago.
Mm.
Like that really gory and intense kind of movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But the character of Art the Clown is like he's very appealing. Like
Mhm.
even if you don't like what you're seeing, like he's one of those characters that you want to buy a T-shirt with him on it. You know, it's a very very cool character. Like I think that like really even if you don't like the movies themselves, like that character is going to be very iconic for the years to come. That's what I appreciate about this, because I don't think we have in the past 10 years or so, I don't see an icon like him. I can't think of any horror movie that has come with someone as iconic as this little character.
And so
that's why I
quickly.
enjoy it. Yeah, exactly. Like my first exposure to the movie is like I was watching, I think I was on Prime, and I saw that, I forgot the name, Rick told it a few minutes ago, but I saw that and I just saw the poster. Like, I want to watch this. I want to watch this. It looks cool. Then I watched the first one a few months later, I think. And it's cool. Like, I don't know, like it's not my favorite horror movie of all time or anything. But
Right,
I think it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's gory as hell. It's uncomfortable to watch sometimes. Like I still get uncomfortable when I watch the second one when he pours chlorine into that girl in the
Oh,
bed,
yeah.
and yeah, that's very disturbing. But then he laughs and it's like, wow, this is like it's like watching horror Chaplin.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's funny that you explained it like that, described it like that.
It's just like that. It's like watching Buster Keaton, Chaplin, like all this silent, weak characters. Like it's just like that.
Yeah.
It's like slapstick, but with really violent stuff. So I enjoy them. I want to watch the third one as soon as it comes out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you'll enjoy the third one for
Yes.
sure. Yeah, because like I said, when I first saw part of like Art the Clown Terrifier, I was like, really another killer clown horror thing, you know? It's like, hasn't it been done to death already? So that's why initially I didn't really care too much to really explore it on my own. It wasn't until my cousin actually played it on, I was at their place. So because I didn't seek it out myself, because it was like, it's one of those typical things, right? But now it's like blowing up into this big thing now, actually, let me go into the box office, because there's some box office information already for this new movie, Terrifier 3. So according to Deadline here, it says Clown versus Clown, right? So the Joker, what is it, Folie à Deux or whatever, that came out
Garbage.
last week. So we have this Clown versus Clown. That's what they're referring to here. Terrifier 3 shows teeth with $17 to $18 million plus, as Joker 2 posts record drop for DC character pick. Award season darlings. Oh, that's something else, I guess. So according to this, it says in one of the year's second best triumphs for indie genre cinema, after Neon's Long Legs, which I know that one opened pretty well too, in a very low budget of a movie there as well. Cineverses, which is the, I guess, production company of this, under a $5 million investment, Terrifier 3 is screaming to an estimated, again, $17 to $18 million for 3 days after an $8.2 million Friday. Now, the budget of this movie, of the new one, is $2 million. So you can say that it's already profited. Well, I mean, I guess you can consider the marketing that they did, but I don't know how much they would have spent. I don't think they would have spent that much for the marketing costs.
Normally, it's the same as they spend in the whole production.
Okay, so they just match it.
Normally, with big ones, but with this, I don't think they spent more than
Yeah,
probably a million at most.
yeah, but even so, let's say they matched it. Let's say they doubled it. So
Yeah.
it's already
Pretty good.
it's already profitable. It's already
Yeah.
profitable. And the first movie, let me see, so I can show you real quick here before we get into that stuff. So the first movie, you can see the box office numbers. You guys can see it, right? From Box Office Mojo. The worldwide box office was $419,000, right? So that's how much the first one made, and the budget for this one was like between $35,000 to $55,000. So it was profitable on that sense. And then for the sequel, they did increase the budget like they usually do. You know, most of the time they do that. And but we have here the worldwide box office of $15.7 million worldwide for Terrifier 2 at a wider release than the first one by far. So that was profitable as well. And the second one, the budget for that one was $250,000. So still not even close to $1 million for the second one. But now when we get to the third one, they definitely increased the budget. But still, it's still nothing compared to, you know, box office. I'm sorry, big box office studio movies or whatever that you would expect. So I think it was like $2 million for the budget for this third one. $2 million. And it's already going to be profitable. I believe I read somewhere, I don't know if it's officially greenlit or not, or maybe they were talking about that it's kind of like a given that there'll be a Terrifier 4 from my understanding of this, but I'm pretty sure they'll do that somehow there. But so that's the information there when it comes to how it's doing. This is going to beat Joker, an established character, you know, Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. It looks like the second weekend this movie is gonna beat it already there. Yeah. So so that's it for that. So let me go into the actual, or any other thoughts there before I actually go into my thoughts on the movie itself.
No. That's it.
Okay, so I usually like to start with I split them up by positives and negatives. That's usually how I like to do it. At least that's how I like to organize things, right? So I'm going to start with the positives. And yes, this movie does have negatives. So, you know, you wouldn't expect this to be a perfect type of movie or anything like that. There's definitely going to be some negative components in there. But let's start with the positives there now. And I did put like a little list here. So, and it's kind of difficult for me to say that one of the positives is the opening scene of this movie. If you've seen the movie, then you'll be like, well, what exactly did you like from the opening scene? But I mean, the opening scene, like, let's say that you don't, for whatever reason, you just didn't know who Art the Clown is. You don't know what Terrifier is. You just might know it's a horror movie, and that's probably it. So the opening scene, the filmmakers definitely did set this up in a way. They definitely set a specific tone, a specific, I guess tone is I can't really think of right now, but it's pretty much telling you what this movie is going to be about, or how it's going to be, just based on what's happening in that opening scene alone. So that's why when I was like hearing that people were like fainting or whatever, or people were leaving like at the beginning of the opening scene, like, yeah, if you can't handle that opening scene, then I mean, I'm not totally sure if it'll match what happened in the opening scene or not. I'm not going to tell you that because maybe it'll be spoilery or not. I don't know. But if you can't handle that, then definitely this is not a movie that you may want to watch. And like I said, like Jay Feezy said, again, shout out to him again, that some people left. So there's that. So I did think that they did that very, very well. You know, I always think that the opening scene is pretty important for any film. I think, you know, kind of like when when reading like a book, right? So the first chapter, it has to hook you, it needs to grab you, to an extent, right? At least somewhat, a little bit. You have to be somewhat intrigued as to how to continue with your time. And definitely, I'm talking about horror components here, and I'm talking about Art the Clown. I'm talking about this type of horror movie. They definitely succeeded in that. So that opening scene there. So that is definitely an opening. And then another positive thing, and that's something that you already mentioned, Alex, without, just in general, without even seeing the new one yet, is of course the character of Art the Clown. The majority of people, I would say 99% of the people, are watching Terrifier because of Art the Clown, right? And he's a very intriguing, evil character. Like you want him to be like, if there was someone who really existed like this person, you definitely want them done. You definitely want them dead, right? Because it's just so like an evil, sadistic person that, imagine this person actually existing like this. And who knows, maybe there are some people out there who are like this, but just the character alone, it's intriguing. That's why you're watching this. That's what drives you to go to see the movie. This character is still a bit mysterious, right? So there's still a lot of stuff that we don't know. Kind of like the original Michael Myers Halloween, that we don't know too much about why Michael Myers is doing the things that he does. It's kind of like this here. Now, there is a little bit of more lore that is explored in this one. They started a little bit in the second one too, and they just starting to drop a bunch of little crumbs, like very little crumbs, as to the lore, as to what's happening. Because I'm guessing the filmmakers that maybe they don't want to explain Art the Clown too much. It's what I'm guessing, because that is kind of part of the creepy factor, right? The scary factor. Let's see here, and then of course we have the cast from the second one, because we have the Jonathan character, and then the Sienna character that we see in the first two. I'm sorry, in the second movie. They were not in the first one, but so in this film, obviously the lead here, so she is actually she's a little bit developed a little bit more in this one, I would say. Not to a certain extent, but she has developed a little bit more. You learn a little bit more about the character here, even though they kind of teased a little bit in the second one. So I think that was done very well. When it comes to this particular character here, Jonathan, I guess I'll get into that more to the negative components of that. But I mean, just overall, the character's fine. The Jonathan character overall, but I think they kind of underutilized him in this. But we'll get into that a little later. Then we have what was the other positives? Oh, there is a character that's from the first movie. Actually, let me go back to this. Art the Clown's buddy here, right here next to him. So this character, if you've seen the first two, mainly the first one, then you know who this person is, the girl here. And she was more in this movie, this third one. So she was actually getting kind of to the level of kind of creepy. Like, she was kind of getting up there with the whole Art the Clown situation. Because, like, I don't want to deal with any of you guys, actually. It's like, Art the Clown does his thing, and then she does her things. So there's a couple of scenes that it's just her by herself, like in a tub. And it's just creepy looking. It's just kind of scary. But she was done very well in this. Just in general, the performance, obviously the makeup and all this stuff, the way that she looks here, and we already know the backstory of why she looks like this. So I thought that was very intriguing, very, very fun for a nice, well, I won't say nice, but for a horror movie like this. So that's another positive thing there. Let me see. I'm trying to get to some of the notes here. Any quick thoughts there, Alex? I know I've been rambling
I'm
for
just
a while.
listening to you. I'm listening to you. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I understand that. Let me see. So, because I put some other here. Oh, the pacing. The pacing of this movie is done very well too. Like it's like 2 hours and like 8 minutes around there, and it didn't feel the length of the film. So there's always something going on. There's plenty of Art the Clown or Victoria, which is this entity here, whatever you want to call her here. She's in it a lot. Yeah, there's always a lot of stuff going on. The backstory or the side story with Sienna and her family. Like I said, I don't want to get into too many spoiler territory. I mean that was interesting as well. You know, the things that she's dealing with. So I thought all that worked out very, very well, just in general, right? So that's definitely another positive thing there. And then just in general, and I think a lot of you guys already know this, horror fans, if for whatever reason you have not seen this movie yet, or you have not even heard about this movie, which I highly doubt, this is definitely a horror fan film, for sure. So if you're a horror fan, I don't see why you wouldn't like this. I mean, you know, everyone has their own thoughts and whatever. But this definitely appeals to, I would say, the majority of horror fans. So that's definitely a positive for that. Definitely feeds that horror hunger or thirst or whatever you want to call it. So definitely does that. Very, very nice. Very nicely. Let me look at the live chat real quick here. I think I missed a couple here. Where is it? I don't know if I read this one before. I might have. Pedro Lopez says Thornton. I don't think I read this one before, but you just it was the other name. Yeah, it was David Howard Thornton, I believe. Yeah, because I can't remember Thornton, the other name. So thanks so much there, Pedro. And then saying that she's an angel and Art is a demon. Yeah, so we have that contrast, that parallel there. Then Egg One says, I never saw the Arts the Clown popcorn bucket at my Cinemark. I was asking about that at the theater yesterday if they just happen to have it, but no, they didn't have it. But I did get a Jack Skellington popcorn bucket that lights up, so that was my consolation prize, I guess. Let's see. Then Pedro says me neither. So yeah, it looks like those were, like always, all these popcorn buckets sell out so fast now. You have to like go in the morning or something, like 2 weeks before the movie comes out is what I'm guessing now. Pedro says Terrifier 3 positives: plenty of gore and humor. Negative: shower scene, no gratuitous boobs shot. Okay, so that's a negative for Pedro Lopez there. Then we have Moses says, so far I don't think nothing tops the bedroom scene in Terrifier 2.
That was too much.
That's okay. Without going into spoiler territory, but I will say that there isn't a scene like that in Terrifier 3. And I would agree with Moses.
That was too much.
But I mean, like, how could you top that? I mean, like, really,
I don't think you can. Yeah.
I mean, the closest is maybe the opening, but even so, it's not as detailed. It just doesn't live up to it like that. No. And then Egg One says, "Oh, that scene left me traumatized." So there you go. Jose G Hernandez, say one. Hello there, Mr. Jose Plus. Thank you so much for being here in the live chat, and make sure you watch the Terrifier series, Jose. Because I think you haven't seen them yet, so start on those soon. And I know he saw The Substance, so I believe he liked The Substance. So there you go, another one right there.
Beautiful movie.
All right, so that was for the positives. So I'm gonna move on to the negatives now. Here, now there's more positives than negatives, so but there are some negatives. So let's go to those now. Okay, so there's a couple decisions that are made, mainly in the third act of this movie. One of them, there's a scene that is kind of presented a certain way, but it actually isn't. So I thought that was kind of odd, even for a movie like this. I thought it was kind of weird, without going into spoilers. So I was like, okay, I guess they are doing this. Okay, all right. So I kind of just have to jump into that. Okay, fine, whatever. That's something that was wanting to see, but okay, that's the way they did it. Fine. I would say that's a negative. I mean, if I was doing a spoiler review, I will go into details about that, but I can't right now. And then the other one is, I'm going to read this because I don't want to accidentally say something, because if I say it wrong, it's going to be spoilery. So let's see here. I have, where is it? We have, okay, so one of them is the way that the scene was presented, as it seems like it was something else that I didn't think worked too well, and probably the worst decision they made was one of those decisions. It would be very spoilery, but I would like to know. Okay, so something happens with a particular character in this film, and the decision that they made with that particular character, like, I would like to know the reasoning. Not that we will get an answer, but like, I would like to know why they decided to go this route, but they did it so much that I don't even know if it's actually real. So, but yeah, they did something, and I understand that they probably did it just to be like a surprise factor, like, oh shit type of thing, right? But so far, the way that they presented it, I don't think it worked. So that'll be a negative thing. If something changes later on that we don't know, well, that'll be a different situation. But that's the information that we know right now. And again, without getting into spoilers. Let's see. And I already mentioned the Elliot, or not the Elliot, that's the actor's name, the Jonathan character. So he was underutilized. Like, he was in the movie and stuff like that, but I think he was underutilized. Yeah, there were some things that he does that kind of help the story in a way, but overall, I do think he was kind of a little underutilized, and he was like one of the main people that they marketed. He was in the second film. He survived the second film. Spoilers if you haven't seen the first two movies. So I think he was kind of underutilized, considering that he was a survivor of Art the Clown, right? So there's that. As far as negatives, and I think this is something that I kind of already said throughout, but I'll say this again here. I'll just read it. So this is without a doubt not a film for everyone. I think it's kind of like given. So viewer discretion is highly advised, right? So I'm sure you guys have seen in the news that, people are like fainting or they're throwing up or whatever. I'm sure probably like one person fainted and then that was it. And then they're running with that. But yeah, definitely some things going on in this movie that is a little bit, some people will say a little too much. So, but yeah.
It always happens. It always happens. Like, it's also a marketing strategy. Like, every time it's like, people are leaving the theater terrorized. And
yeah. And I get that. I mean, like I mean, when, not that we were alive, but during The Exorcist,
yes,
that people were saying, like, and I'm sure that probably did happen though. So yeah. I think there was video of that actually.
Yeah, that video is awesome. The people like fainting in the theater with ambulances and stuff. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I'm sure maybe one person threw up or something in Terrifier 3, and like I said, they're just like, I mean, it's true, and they're just running with it, right?
Yeah, it's like when they said that Pokemon gave you seizures just because one kid had a seizure.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing. Like, just because one went through that.
but I would just have to say, I think you might know that there's going to be some scenes here that you're going to be very uncomfortable watching. So there you go. All right, so let me just remove this little negative component in there. Okay, so that's pretty much my non-spoiler review. I can't get into more details. I would if it was a spoiler review, but I kind of don't want to do that the movie just came out like less than 48 hours ago. But that's my overall non-spoiler review of that. And when it comes to with my system that I use for grading or reviewing films, movies, or whatever the case, I use the see it, stream it, or skip it as part of my system there. So I'm always stalling when I get to this part. Okay, so in a world of see it, stream it, or skip it, I think you could imagine that's Terrifier 3 for me was going to be a see it. So I do want to rewatch this as kind of crazy, but I do want to rewatch this in the theater, in the theatrical run. I think my brother hasn't seen it, so maybe we'll go watch it. But yeah, so this is definitely a see it for me there, and I will give it a solid B plus. I was talking to Brick Artemis when it comes to like systems and you know your own grading system. Like if you have a grading system, right? You have a channel or you actually talk about movies. When it comes to like a grading system, I've always done it based on genre. That's kind of how I do it. Like these are all the horror movies. I'm gonna grade it based on that. I'm not gonna compare Terrifier 3 to Godfather. I'm not gonna compare it to.
People are very dumb with that. They think that because you say this is a pretty like I on my YouTube review of The Substance, I said that it was a masterpiece. I'm referring to masterpiece to the genre, not like a cinematic masterpiece. People got offended.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you kind of have to explain this, and even so, people still don't get it. But
yeah,
so this is what I mean when I say a B plus to me. That's a pretty high grade. That's really high, especially for a horror genre or whatever. But even within the genre, that's how I grade it. I'm like I said, I'm not going to compare this to Empire Strikes Back, right? I'm not going to compare it to The Dark Knight, things like that. But within that genre, then I'll compare it to The Dark Knight if it's, a movie, maybe for that particular type of movie, then maybe I'll compare like that. But so this is a see it, obviously a B plus Terrifier 3. I think this is probably my favorite Terrifier movie. I think this is the best one so far. I know the fourth one's coming, and actually, I did ask David Howard Thornton when he was signing my little Funko Pop or whatever. I did ask him like, "Oh, so you guys are working on Terrifier 4, right? Or you guys are going to do Terrifier 4?" And he said like, "Yes, we are doing Terrifier 4." But Damien, I think Leone is the filmmaker's name. He said that he needs a break. So he said it'll be a while before we get Terrifier 4, but I guess that is in the works. They are planning on doing a fourth one.
That's cool.
But so there you go there. Any other thoughts, Alex, on just Terrifier, Art the Clown, anything?
I want to see it. You made me want to watch it.
So hopefully I didn't overhype it for you, and then you're going like,
"No, I don't think so." Like I know what I'm going for.
Yeah.
Anything that people should do, like don't expect, like you said, don't expect to watch The Godfather or something like that. Just expect you're gonna watch a good horror movie.
Yeah, and that you like this type of horror movie because it's not gonna be 1960s Psycho horror.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like so there's that too. But
yeah, exactly.
Jose says I did like The Substance. Yeah, so he did. I thought he told me he liked it. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Pedro says, note, Terrifier 3 has a lot of deleted scenes that could be revealed in a DVD release. Yeah, I can only imagine.
That's a great way to sell the movie. Like, that's a great way to get Blu-ray sales.
That is true. And actually, and then Alex, I don't know if you might know this actually. So I think I remember when I first watched Terrifier 2 in the theater. If I remember correctly, I think it was 2.5 hours long. When I bought the digital, it's 2 hours and 18 minutes.
Really?
So if I'm not mistaken, I think that what they showed in the theater was maybe like an original, I don't know, like a different cut. and then maybe they cut it down to they cut out like what 12 minutes, I guess, if I remember correctly. But maybe for these kind of movies, maybe we should get the physical copy of this, the physical movie. So that's something to note there. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like I said, I think I remember. I'm pretty sure it was longer than what I saw in the digital running time. So I'll research that a little bit more, but I do remember it being longer, and I think I do remember the opening scene of Terrifier 2 was longer than the one I saw the digital version. So like, didn't it start like way before that? So I have to look more into that. But just so you know,
it's not unheard of that they cut stuff, like they fix certain things for DVDs and stuff like that. But normally for horror movies, it's the opposite way. Like they make the cuts.
Yeah, but I don't know, because of this movie. I don't know, because maybe it was too much for Prime or whoever. It's like, no, cut that out. I don't know.
Oh, that happens. They cut stuff. They do. Yeah.
But it's like it's not like what do you call it, network TV. They're gonna cut things out, and I'm paying for the copy, but yeah, whatever.
Exactly.
But yeah, so that was it there. Okay, so it looks like we're all caught up in the live chat, and if I have enough viewers after the show, because we're gonna do the horror icon thing, and then after, if there's enough viewers, then we'll do the Art the Clown Funko giveaway. So if you entered on Instagram, your name is already in there. If you haven't done so, then go ahead and do that now. You can do that here in the live chat. So I mean, I do have to have a minimum number of a certain amount of viewers. Because if I only have like 2 of you, I'm not gonna do it. But just so you know. All right, so let's begin with this, Mr. Alex Montano. So, in general, Alex, would you consider yourself a bit of a horror fan overall?
Oh, I'm a big horror fan. Yeah.
So when I go into some of these characters, these horror quote unquote icons, then you'll be familiar with where they're from and all that stuff, from my understanding of that. So every year since 2020, I did this annual horror icon elections, what I call it. So I just do like polls, right, on Instagram. In my story, I put 2 horror icons against each other, and then another 2, and then another 2, whatever, until we narrow it down to 1 horror icon of that year. And I've been doing that since 2020, so this is the 5th annual horror icon election. So you guys vote on Instagram. I've only been doing it on Instagram because if I try to add Facebook and then YouTube, then the numbers are going to be all over the place, and there's going to be more work for me. So I decided just to do it easier on Instagram. So you guys vote, and the majority vote, obviously, that horror icon moves on to the next round. And again, all the way until the very end, closer to Halloween. I believe this year I'm probably going to set it up so that we talk about the winner on October 26th, which is the Halloween special that I want to do on Horror Talk. So that's what we've been working for. You guys are voting for them here. Every year it's very interesting to see what you guys vote, because I did notice, depending if there's a movie that's out maybe this year, then it's more like in your consciousness, I guess, that you may vote for that particular horror icon, and maybe the next year you don't care for it. So that's what I've noticed. Except this year, this one was a little weird. But we have this here. We have obviously the Universal Monsters Dracula versus Tiffany. This was one of the first ones that I did this year. And the question is, which of one of these two characters, or one of these 2 icons, which one is the scariest? So some people account the overall movie that the character is coming from, or maybe they just like the character more. And some people may or may not consider if it's scary or not. So that's another thing that's kind of interesting to see too, to see what it is that you guys are voting and why. But Tiffany versus Dracula. Tiffany, this is the second, I think, year that I add her, and she never passes the first round. So So Dracula won this one here,
Bela
but
Lugosi.
so there you go. So what are your quick thoughts on these two icons here, Alex?
I love Dracula. I love Bela Lugosi. I never liked Tiffany. Never, never, never a fan of her. I love Chucky, but I never liked her character.
You never thought she was scary though, right?
Wow. Like I never liked what was the name of that movie, Bride of Chucky? I never liked that when they started making it more into a comedy.
Mm.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that. Like
I actually I did like them, but at that point I was already outside the horror box. So I was like, this is no longer a horror.
yeah.
I just think this is funny. so
Yeah.
so I liked it on that sense. But yeah, so yeah, the question was who's scarier, and yeah, Tiffany didn't make it, so she's out. She is out. And Pedro says, note, Terrifier 3 has a lot of deleted scenes that could be revealed. And oh, I'm sorry, that's the one you already read. That I read. This is the one I was trying to read. By that I mean some off-screen character fates could be shown in an extended cut. Okay, I think I know what you're referring to, but we'll see if that happens there. But Storm says, hi, sorry I am late. Plumbing issues. No problem at all. Storm, thank you so much for being here as always in the live chat. Thank you so much for that. And looks like some of you guys already are voting now. So, but it's like these polls have closed, and then Storm says Dracula. I think some of you guys might have actually voted in the poll itself, but so yeah, so this is so Tiffany didn't make it. We'll see if I even include her next year, but so far she hasn't been doing well at all. So there you go. The next one is Chucky versus Samara from The Ring, and for this one, I think was a little closer if I remember correctly, because I think some people probably think that they can take on Chucky, like I can take him, and then they find Samara to be creepier. It's what I'm thinking. But still, Samara didn't make it, so Chucky still prevailed.
Winner.
So yeah, so Chucky won here. But what are your thoughts on these two picks there, Alex?
I think like I was terrified of Chucky when I was a kid, but then I like him. Like I think he's funny. He's scary. It's like Terrifier. Like he's creepy, but he's funny. But Samara for me is the winner. Like it's a lot scarier for me. Like
yes.
the lore behind her, I think it's a better story than Chucky. And she's creepy. Like she's really, really scary. So I would pick Samara.
I'm trying to find the percentage here. Let me get that real quick here. But so for this one, it was close. It was Chucky 55% and Samara 45%. So it was kind of close for this one. And Child's Play was the first scary movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think the same with me. I think the same with me. Yeah, it was very, very, very scary.
And I think it was like 5 or something like that. And I was scared of Chucky when I saw that. I was like, "How is this creepy ass doll?" No.
Yeah.
So, but now I like Chucky. So they.
Yeah.
So that was Chucky there. Let's look at the live chat here. Brick says Chucky for me, and then Storm says I want my Chucky TV show back. It was hilarious, and they canceled it. Oh yeah, they canceled it after season 3. I didn't finish season 3 actually.
I didn't finish season 2. I liked the first one, and then I
yeah, the second one I watched like a year and a half later, and I thought it was okay. And then they did the 3rd season, and then I started watching it, and then they had to stop because of the strikes for like 6 months or something like that. And then when they came back, I just never went back to it. So it's like, okay, and now it's canceled. So now there's no real reason for me to come back to watch it now. So Storm says Ring. Better, she says there. The next one is Pearl versus Frankenstein. Now, a couple years ago, maybe it was last year, I did its own poll if I should include Pearl into the horror icon election, and the majority of you guys voted yes, right? So Pearl from X, she's fairly new. It's a new character, especially compared to like Frankenstein, but new character. So she made it to the election, and she did not make it. Did you see any of the X Pearl
Yeah,
Maxine movies?
yeah, I like both. I like both.
But you didn't really find her to be scary.
No, she's creepy. She's like, yeah, like she's a weird person, but not scary.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of a good way to describe her there.
Yeah.
The percentage was Frankenstein's monster was 69% and 31% voted for Pearl, so she got eliminated. And Frankenstein, I like Frankenstein. I remember watching it when I was younger, and I liked it. I like Frankenstein kind of represents the whole Universal Monsters thing. Like for me, I know there's Dracula and all the other ones, but Frankenstein is the one that does it for me.
Yeah.
I just think it's a very cool creature or character. Comes from what's the author's name from the 1800s, the lady who wrote the book. But I thought it was a very great character. As far as him being super scary, I'm not sure about that. But and then also, just so you guys know, I only vote if there's a tie, or there's getting close to a tie. So I don't actually vote. So all of these are all you guys, the viewers or the followers of the movie canon. So you guys select these. Any other thoughts on these two choices here?
Frankenstein is way too iconic. Like, I think it's very difficult. Like, if you put him like next to Art the Clown, I would still pick Frankenstein just because he's so iconic. He's been in the movie industry for so long that, yeah, like I don't think he's scary. I think if we were born in the 1930s, probably we would be scared of him.
Yeah.
He's like, it's so iconic, so iconic.
And then Storm says, my dad was terrified, so he stayed away. So, and Egg One says, scariest movie you watched. I don't know if you're asking me this, but I think I've said this before. For me, it's the first Exorcist. It's kind of like cliche now, but to me that one it is for me. That's the one that like affected me the most, especially because I watched it as a kid. So I mean, I'm sure that has something to do with that as well.
Yeah, same for me. Same for me.
It
I
is,
still
yeah.
get scared. Like, I can't watch like Regan's face. Like, I think I told you that. Like, every time the close up of her when Father Carlos and Marion are coming to her house.
Oh yeah,
It
yeah.
freaks me out. It freaks me out. Like, I have to turn around. It's always the same thing.
And then I met her last year, Linda Blair.
Nice. I saw the picture. Yeah.
And then I told her, like, Miss Blair, you should have won the Oscar that year. I don't even remember who was running, who was in the running. But I told her, you should have won the Oscar for that. I know you're a little girl, but you should have won the Oscar for that, because everyone like no one even knows who won the Oscar that year, but everyone still knows your performance, right? So it's like, yeah. But yeah, I like the.
What did she say?
No, she just said she's kind of like, what did she say? Like, oh, you, like something like, just dismissed it basically. Like, no.
Oh, thank you.
Like she shouldn't have won. Like, that wasn't her year or something like that.
Okay.
But, yeah. Storm says 80s. Was it Changeling? When I was watching it, doors open. I'm not sure what you mean there, Storm. Let me know what you mean. I don't know if you understood that, Alex, but
no.
Let me know what you mean there. Okay, so let's move on to the next one here. So we got Pennywise versus the lipstick demon from Insidious. Or Darth Maul, yeah, Darth Maul. That was kind of funny when they first reviewed him. I thought that scene was creepy. You've seen Insidious, right?
Yeah.
When they first reveal him in that one shot.
Yeah, with the music of Tiny Tim.
I was not expecting that. I was like, oh shit. So I did think that was kind of creepy, but you guys did not vote for him. So Pennywise won. I'm trying to find the percentage. That's why I'm like scrolling around here. But yeah, you guys voted for Pennywise. I'm trying to see how close it was. But what are your thoughts on that, Alex?
I'm not a fan of this Pennywise. I like the Tim Curry Pennywise more. I think it was
okay.
creepier. Yeah. Yeah, this one didn't scare me at all.
Oh, okay. I mean, I like both. I like both Pennywise. I don't even know which one I like the most. But I do like both of them. But most people like Pennywise because it's 86%, so to 14% of the what is it? The lipstick face demon.
Stick face.
Yeah, the scariest movies is a storm. All right, so let's move on to the next one here. Now, the Xenomorph, I just decided to add maybe last year, I think. So we have the Killer Clowns from Outer Space and the Xenomorphs. So you guys voted, and what are your thoughts on these two duos there?
It's so funny that you put them together.
Right. We have 76% wanted or voted for Xenomorph, and 24% voted for the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So they found the Xenomorph scarier than the clowns, the Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And I mean, they're both from space, so that's why I was like, let me put them against each other. So there you go. So then the Xenomorph obviously moved on there. And yeah, like it took me a while to include them because like, well, they sci-fi. I guess they're like sci-fi horror, so I just included them. And they've been doing well in the election. Actually, I think I need to check. I think it was yesterday's poll. I don't know if it was yesterday or today that Xenomorph was going against Michael Myers.
I think that was
and the Xenomorph was winning, like pretty like a big amounts. So
there's more hype for the Xenomorph right now.
And then there's that too. That's what I'm saying. That's the other thing too, because the last the year that Michael Myers, Halloween came out, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends, Michael Myers did well. He still didn't win overall, but I know he did well those years. And now we have Alien Romulus, so maybe that's why Xenomorph is doing really well this year. And then last year, Reagan did very well too, because that's when The Exorcist Believer came out. So, so there's that. Any other thoughts before we move on to the next one here?
Long live the Xenomorph.
All right, there you go. The Queen. The Queen. Freddy versus the Mummy. So, I mean, this one was kind of like,
95% Freddy.
I mean, they kind of look like each other, but I'm trying to find the percentage here. But I remember it was pretty high. But what are your thoughts on these two?
Freddy Krueger is the best. Like the Mummy, for me, it's like I'm more familiar with the Brendan Fraser movie, so for me, it's more an adventure film than a horror icon.
Yeah.
Never really saw it as a horror movie, and no, Freddy is really scary. Even when it turns out funny as the franchise progresses, like in the third one, it's called the Dreamcatchers. He becomes funnier, and I don't know, but I still like him. I think it's pretty. The concept of Freddy Krueger, I've always found one of the most interesting in horror movies.
Oh yeah. Are you referring to the Dream Warriors, right?
Yes, that one. Welcome to primetime, bitch. Yeah.
Right, with the TV. Yeah, I like that. I like that scene. That scene's funny.
I love that one. That's my favorite of the whole.
The vote for this was 100% Freddy. So,
yes.
Yeah. So that one, no one cared for the Mummy there. But the next one was Pinhead versus the Invisible Man. So I mean, I do add these Universal monsters because they're classic, right? But,
yes.
Sometimes they make it, and sometimes they just get eliminated real quick. I'm trying to find what was the percentage or the vote for this one. But what were your thoughts on these two?
It's kind of the same that with the Mummy. Like it's an icon, but I don't find him scary. And the whole Hellraiser universe is so weird. and I find it kind of interesting, so I would go for him.
Yeah,
Like
the
I
vote-
don't think it's scary, but I don't know. It's interesting. Like it
Yeah.
tracks you more. Yeah.
Did you watch the newest Hellraiser movie?
I didn't.
The Hulu one? Actually, I actually did like that one. 86% for Pinhead.
Hellraiser. Okay.
So
Makes sense. Makes sense.
for 14% Invisible Man. So yeah, he was eliminated fairly quickly there. Jason Voorhees versus Sam from the Trick or Treat. Yeah, Trick or Treat, right? Trick or Treat movie.
Yeah.
Did you watch Trick or Treat?
I did. I barely remember it. I think it didn't create any impact on me. So
It was kind of like those, kind of like what do you call those, like anthology type movies or something?
yeah, like The Boy and those movies that just like.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of Trick or Treat. I thought I would, but I didn't really care too much for it. And then I rewatched it several years later. I was like, well, maybe I'll just give it another shot. And I was like, no, I still didn't care for it.
That happens a lot. Yeah.
Jason Voorhees, he got 94% of the votes, 6% for Sam from Trick or Treat. So Sam was eliminated there. Storm says Hulu Hellraiser better than I expected. Yeah, I had low expectations actually, so maybe that added to that.
I'm gonna watch it. Did you like the Candyman, the latest one that came out?
It was okay. It was all right.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah,
Not a bad.
yeah, it
reboot,
was.
sequel,
Yeah,
whatever it
wasn't bad,
was.
but I wasn't like blown away.
Yeah, me
with it or
neither.
anything.
But it was okay.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Next one is Annabelle versus the creature from the Black Lagoon. So this one, let me try to find the results here for this one. But what are your thoughts on these two?
Annabelle scared the hell out of me the first time I saw her. That Conjuring movie, like, way too scary for me the first time I watched it. And yeah, Annabelle. Yeah.
Did you watch the other, like the standalone Annabelle movies?
I did. I didn't like the first one. The second one was
Yeah.
okay. But the introduction in The Conjuring, the way they did it, like,
Mhm.
was genius.
That was a nice.
So-
that was an opening scene of The Conjuring, right?
Yes.
That was great. That was
Yeah.
creepy.
Yeah, the music, like everything, how they set up the atmosphere. Like I remember when I finished that movie, I had tears in my eyes because I was like, this is like one of the best horror movies I've seen in years. It was like that, it like tears of excitement, like this is great. And then as a movie, like the franchise just moved
Yeah.
along, like I thought it was like it lost the magic.
Yeah.
First
And
one was so good.
but yeah, I would agree. Like I hated the first one. Her own
Yeah, that
you know,
was
standalone
garbage.
movie. I didn't like that. And then the next one, which was I think was a prequel,
Yes.
officially. I like that one. And the
Yeah.
third one was okay, but still the worst one was the first one. And then obviously her introduction and The Conjuring was the best, right?
Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah. And then she was in Aquaman, so she was in Aquaman.
She was in Aquaman.
She the first Aquaman movie, when they go underwater, there's a scene where you see Annabelle on the ocean
Oh,
floor.
James Wan. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. That she was in,
Okay.
but she was in it, technically.
And James Wan is directing Creature of the Black Lagoon movie, isn't he?
Which one?
James Wan, isn't he directing the Creature of the Black Lagoon movie? Or I'm
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, he is. Oh, actually, that was not even on purpose.
Oh,
Actually,
Oh.
so it just kind of like worked out that way.
cool accident.
Exactly. 83% voted for Annabelle, and 17% for the Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Annabelle was, yeah, Conjuring, genius movie.
And Storm says in Periscope days pre-Twitter live, saw real Annabelle. Her eyes follow you.
The
And
Ragdoll?
then, I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. My cousin swore I didn't see that in Aquaman. Oh, I see. Okay, I guess they had like a little debate about whether
Okay.
Annabelle was there or not. But yeah, she was in it. Actually, Annabelle was in another movie. I forgot which one that came out not too long ago too. It's probably another James Wan situation. But next one is Ghostface and the Creeper. So now, I mean, when it comes to Ghostface, you know, people don't really care or don't find it to be scary because, like, oh, it's always different people, right? It's never the same person. But I mean, I don't know if that's how you feel, Alex. But of these two, what were your thoughts on these two?
Oh, Ghostface all the time.
Now the Creeper, I know that there's like he can fly and it could like I think like morph into all this weird shit. But I'm trying to find the percentage. I think Ghostface won. I'm pretty sure Ghostface won on this one. Oh yeah, 67% Ghostface won here compared to 33% of the Creeper. And so I mean, I don't know. Maybe people prefer Ghostface because the overall franchise and the Jeepers Creepers movie is not received that well, at least not compared to Scream. But
I like
but
the first
ultimately-
one. I think I watched the Jeepers Creepers 2.
Yeah, I
once,
thought the
maybe.
first one was all right. I didn't care for the second one at all, and I didn't bother to watch the other ones. I think there's like
Yeah.
4 now. I think.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought there were only 2.
Yeah, I think I know for sure there's a third, but there might be a fourth one too. Storm says yes, the Ragdoll.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and then Ghostface, more of a mystery. Yeah, the movies, yeah, the Scream, yeah, definitely a lot more of a mystery as well as horror. You all need to put up top 20 must-watch Halloween lists for movies.
I'll be up for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that'd be cool actually. It'll be a bit time-consuming, but that will be
Yes.
cool. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Then we have Leatherface and the Strangers, and yeah, I mean, this was kind of easy. I think the percentage was pretty high for Leatherface, so Leatherface won. What are your thoughts on this?
I like both, to be honest. Like The Strangers was a movie that I wasn't expecting to like. It was very disturbing. It kind of reminded me, I don't know if you watch Funny Games from Michael
yeah.
Haneke. It
Yeah.
reminded me like that, like this really messed up thing that people just want to hurt other people just because it's cool. But Leatherface is Leatherface. And
Right.
yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. The Duff Hooper movie, the original one. I love it.
Yeah, because I like the first Strangers, like the very first Strangers, the
Yes.
2008. Didn't like the second one, and the reboots or whatever it is that they did this year. No.
I didn't watch it. Just watch the Liv Tyler one, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the only one. That's the one that I really liked. The other ones were not good. So, but yeah, Leatherface, 84% of 16%. So yeah, so the Strangers were eliminated there, and this one was a bit. The next one was kind of a bit interesting because we have Jigsaw, or what's the character's name? Kramer. Got the first name, but and then Reagan, or Pazuzu, if you want to say Pazuzu. So this one was a bit interesting. I think I remember it being kind of close.
Really?
I believe so. Let me just double check here. Actually, no, it wasn't that close. But what are your thoughts on this, Alex?
Oh, Reagan all the way. Like, what the hell? Jigsaw, whatever.
I don't know. I know that some people are like, well, I mean, I could probably take out Reagan, but if I get caught by Jigsaw, I'm pretty
How?
much-
Like she's the devil. Like she has Jedi powers. Like she can break your neck and throw you out a window. Like,
yeah, they just see the little girl aspect of it. I guess I don't know.
no. She's the devil. She's Satan. No.
But yeah, it was 67% voted for Reagan, Pazuzu
No.
over 33%.
Like if you see Jigsaw coming, you just push him and that's it.
It's over with. Okay.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
not with Reagan. He was very strong.
Yeah, actually, she actually was.
Very scary.
Storm says, I think most of us watch horror year round.
Yes,
Yeah, I mean, I do.
me
I know
too.
some people don't, but I know I for sure do. And Storm says, by the way, Brick and Mr. Crusoe, you need lists too. Okay, so they want she wants their list as well. So there you go. All right, let's move on to the next one. We just have a few left here. And Candyman versus Michael Myers. This one, I'm trying to remember if it was close or not, but I think you voted for Candyman, didn't you?
I did. Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I love Candyman. Like I love both, but I find Candyman to be more terrifying because he's kind of like Freddy Krueger, has that like mystic to the character, and I overall prefer him. Like Michael Myers is weird. Like as the franchise move along and they started to reveal more of his background, I found it less interesting. And then Jason comes out and all these serial killers that are inspired on him. So for me, it's just he's very iconic, but it's kind of diluted what he represented.
Yeah.
Candyman, I love the hook, and I really like the story of Candyman.
So most followers voted for, of course, Michael Myers.
Yes,
77%
obviously, yeah.
out of 23%.
But I can assure you that a lot of people didn't watch Candyman.
That is
Like I can
very
assure
likely,
you,
actually.
yeah, I can assure that they don't even know what it is because it's not like super popular.
And that is kind of the thing too, is like, well, because I know some people may not know the character and they just vote what they know,
Yes,
or maybe they
that-
like the franchise. So there's a lot of like components in there. That's why that's what's interesting to see each year, because depending what's going on, or sometimes I usually have more followers each year, right? So then
Yes.
more people are involved, and sometimes I see a little bit of differences. Except when it comes to the top two, it usually ends up being kind of similar. But yeah, all these factors that are in there that we need to
Watch
factor in.
Candyman, people. Watch it. You'll like it. You're gonna see that it's more interesting than Michael Myers.
Wow, no, okay, hot take there, right?
Yeah, like I know. Like, let's be honest. Like Michael Myers is awesome, but the story is pretty basic.
Yeah, it is.
Like-
It is.
It's awesome, and I love the first one. Like John Carpenter is a genius, but I think Candyman is kind of more interesting.
Comparing the lore, right?
Yeah,
The
exactly.
mythology. Storm says Candyman in theaters scared me, but only because they had me say it in the bathroom mirror. The bees, I'm allergic. So
I'm
that's
allergic to
another
bees
thing.
too. I'm allergic to
Exactly.
bees too.
Oh wow, I don't even know. How would I know? Would I have to be stung by a bee? too?
Yes,
Oh, okay. I
Yes.
don't think I've ever been stung by a bee.
not fun.
I'm sure it wouldn't be. Let's see. Storm says, I'm sure everyone has hidden gems and others that match. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the case there. Michael is my favorite because he has no reason and doesn't talk, says Storm. And then Julie Morales dropping by. Hello there, Julie Morales. Thanks so much for being here in the live chats. I'm not sure if I've seen you in the live chat before, maybe. But welcome either way. So thanks so much. Hi, Julie. A nice sticker. Yeah, a nice sticker. All right, so we got that. And then we have The Nun versus Norman Bates, Psycho. I really like the first Psycho, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. I think it's probably one of my favorite films. So I kind of would have to separate it as to who's scarier, I guess. But what were your thoughts on this one, Alex?
Same as you. I love Norman Bates. I think it's one of the best horror movies of all time. And actually, the sequel, I don't remember if it's the second or third one. It's not bad. It's just like the Exorcist, like the third sequel that was pretty good, and people didn't watch it.
Oh, okay.
I think Norman Bates is really iconic, and to those who haven't seen that movie, like it's scary because it's different than Candyman and all these characters because with Norman Bates, it's too real. Like you can like it's scary because there's people like that in the world. So yeah, it's very creepy.
So this one was kind of close, but The Nun did win at
Ah.
55% from 45%. So considering that, you know, Norman Bates doesn't look creepy, doesn't look scary, and doesn't have superpowers, like,
He
there's not
does.
a
He
demon.
he can talk like his mom and
I guess I want to say it like that.
Yeah.
But it still got close, 45% compared to The Nun. But yeah, The Nun ultimately won there. I haven't liked a single Nun movie,
Me neither.
so
I like the introduction in The Conjuring 2. Was it? I like
yeah,
that,
Conjuring
but-
2, yeah,
Yeah, but that's it.
yeah, but yeah, The Nun, she moved on. Then we have, I mean, I included Patrick Bateman because I've seen him in a lot of like horror stuff. Although I wouldn't necessarily consider American Psycho a horror per se, I guess, but he's a killer, right? So I just included him, and he usually doesn't do well on these lists. So, and sure enough, versus Jack Torrance from The Shining, Jack Nicholson. Yeah, so Jack Nicholson won big time. What are your thoughts on this?
I love The Shining. American Psycho, I like it, but was never a huge fan. I don't know, like everybody talks so high about it. Then when I watched it, I was like, okay.
Yeah, American Psycho. Yeah, I mean, I dressed up as as Patrick Bateman last year,
Cool.
but I
You were
was-
dancing Huey Lewis?
Oh yeah, but I was never a huge fan of the movie though. Like I never thought it was that great.
It's good, but that's it. Like you watch it and then you forget about it. It's not that.
Yeah, but
The Shining.
The Shining's full classic now for sure. So it's one of those at least annual views for me during this season, right? The Shining.
Yes. The music, everything, like how mysterious it is. Like I love that it's one of those movies that every time you watch it, you catch something new, something different. Like you're still trying to figure out stuff about the movie. So interesting. Room
Yeah,
237.
I still need to watch it this year.
Yeah.
During this spooky season. So it's on the list for this month.
Nice.
So 37% voted for Patrick Bateman, but 63% voted for Jack Torrance. So
It's funny that both use an axe.
right? Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
And again, that was not on purpose either. Sometimes they just work out like that.
Your subconscious is betraying you.
Maybe actually. Storm says, wonder if photos are what people are going on.
I think so. Some people, not everyone, but a lot of people don't really watch the movies and it's just like, oh, this one's scary, this one's cool.
Yeah, I'm sure some people, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, not everyone, but some.
Yeah. And this is the last one here. This is all the first round. So I'm only going to talk about the first round in this episode because we're not done with the next round. But this is the last one, and we have Hannibal Lecter versus Art the Clown. And actually, Art the Clown was eliminated. So
Makes sense.
Hannibal Lecter won.
Makes sense.
And let me see the percentage. I want to say it was kind of close, but I'm not entirely sure. But what are your thoughts there?
Hannibal is an icon. Hannibal is just, dude, he's terrifying. He's very terrifying. Like even behind that glass when he's with Clarice and everything, like
All right.
so intense. Like there's no life in his eyes. It's so like I think it's Anthony Hopkins' best performance in his career. Like you see a person who doesn't feel anything when he talks. It's very creepy.
Yeah, it's from Silence of the Lambs.
Yes.
55% voted for Hannibal Lecter and 45% for Art the Clown. Now, I actually did think that Art the Clown was going to win this. Like I would have probably bet my life, actually. But but no, it was Hannibal Lecter. So we'll see how far he gets then. Hannibal. I don't think I've added him yet for the next round. I need to see who's gonna go against him actually. But yeah, so Hannibal Lecter won here, defeated Art the Clown in this one here. Any other thoughts on these two?
No.
Where is it? I'm trying to find where he's at. Oh, actually, Hannibal Lecter is gonna go against Annabelle later this month. So we'll see how that one's gonna go. But yeah, so that was the first round of the Horror Icon 2024 election. Obviously it's not done, but these are all the icons that have been eliminated. Some of them are blocked behind us there, but you see all of them there. Gone. 16 of them. So now we're moving on to the next round, and all the way until we get closer to Halloween, until we select a winner, the new horror icon for 2024. Just some data, I guess. So the first year Freddy Krueger won the horror icon election. Second year Pennywise won. The last 2 years, year 3 and 4, Freddy claimed the spot again. So this year we'll see. But so far, Freddy's been winning the majority of these elections annually. So see, maybe this is another year where it changes. I actually thought that maybe Michael Myers had a chance this year, but I think either he's about to be eliminated or he was just eliminated, Michael Myers. So we'll see. But yeah, so that was the horror icon election round 1, guys. So I just wanted to go over them here in horror talk and stuff like that. Let me go into live chat, and we're almost done here. So we have 9 of you guys here, and we'll go ahead and do the giveaway. So for the Funko Pop giveaway, the Art the Clown giveaway, guys, make sure to have an address with the United States. Make sure you follow the instructions, right, for the giveaway on Instagram. And let me put this here. The Storm says, I haven't seen Art in action. Oh, so you haven't seen Terrifier yet then, right? Art is such a diva, says Julie Morales. Storm says, hoping things calm down and I can watch it. Yeah, so yeah, if I think you will like that, Storm. I mean, you're a big horror fan, so I think you'll probably enjoy that. As anyone could enjoy a movie like this, right? But yeah. So let me go ahead and move this up real quick here. Where did I put it here? Did I not add the thing? Oh, I didn't add the thumbnail for the Funko giveaway. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so guys, again, if you have not entered, you have like a minute to say in the live chat that you're a subscriber to the Movie Canon YouTube channel or a follower of the Instagram page. Again, must have an address within the United States. I've added everyone who has posted the comments on Instagram. I think everyone who's posted things on the Instagram, they're already in there. I don't think anyone has entered through here. So we're going to start doing that in a bit here. So Alex, do you have any where you live? Is there a lot of like Halloween vibes over there? Like
No, not at all. Not at all.
They don't they don't do that at all. Because I was in there was this one Halloween that I was in Mexico, and I'm used to Halloween here, right?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, not a lot of people were, doing the Halloween stuff over here. So I saw like a couple kids like dress up or whatever, but it wasn't not like here.
No, in Mexico, like they go more for the Day of the Dead thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like you're gonna see like kids going to Halloween parties and stuff like that, but you don't feel the vibe. And where I'm at right now, like, not at all. Like I haven't, like, for the 4 years that I've been living here, nothing. nothing. I think it has to do a lot also that they're very religious here, very Catholic, and
Oh, okay.
I think it has to do with that. But it's so funny because in Mexico it's the same thing. But since we have the Day of the Dead and it's like a very huge thing there, I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, not necessarily that I was expecting something big for Halloween in Mexico, but I just thought it was a little bit more, but it kind of
Yeah.
wasn't. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm adding. Some of you guys are just entering now, so I'm adding a couple of you guys on there now. Aunt Jemima. Oh, hello there, Aunt Jemima. Thanks so much for being here. So I added you on there. Julie Morales. So I added you on there as well. Pedro's. I did not notice any Devils Rejects members. I'm not sure what exactly you're referring to there, but Mr. Cruz says I commented on IG a few minutes ago. Let me check on that real quick here. Okay, I see that there. Final Girl Jewel. Is that Julie Morales? Let me know if you're using a different name because I don't want to add you double on there. So Final Girl Jewel, if you're Julie Morales, let me know because I already added you as Julie Morales. And then Mr. Kuso, I'll add you in there as well right now. Mr. Kuso. And then guys, I'm doing the popcorn buckets, the Chucky from the Halloween Horror Nights on October 26th. So that's when I'm doing that one there. And let me see if there's any more of you guys. Let's see here. Julie says, I feel like each year Halloween dies down. I haven't really noticed that here, but maybe where you are, that might be the case over there. Storm Enchanter says, Pedro, I know people that think Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper are scary and like makeup from the 90s. Let's see. I like both. I think it's nice taking food to graveyards and having family reunion. And let's see. Yes, that's me, says Julie Moore. Okay, thank you so much for confirming that. All right. So all right, so then that's it, everyone. So I included everyone. Mr. Kuso, Julie Morales, Aunt Jemima, Egg One. Those are the ones I just added today during this stream. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start with that. So let me go over here real quick so we can get that going. And it's going to be, again, the little race that I've done before, the little characters that are like running to the finish line for like 30 seconds. So you have to be present here. So I know a lot of you guys are here. So if you did win, if you see your name on there crossing the finish line, just say, that you're here or I won or something like that. Just let me know that you're present here in the live chat. Again, make sure you have an address with the United States. So I've had in the past where they went through the whole process and then trying to give me their address and they're from like somewhere in Portugal or something. I was like, no. I was like, I can't say. I don't even know how much it would cost me to send that out.
Singapore.
Like, yeah, something like that. I was like, oh yeah, sorry, I can't send that out over there. All right, so it's gonna be 30 seconds. I don't want to do like a whole long ass thing in case someone's not here. All right, 30 seconds. All right, got here. Okay, so let me go back here to the chat again. Then Storm says, yeah, Halloween for adults needs to be exchanging movies for a week. Yeah, that'd be cool, actually. That would be really cool. Let's see. So here we are. So this is the race, guys. So this is for the Art the Clown Funko. I thought I had a graphic for it, but I guess I didn't include it in there. But this is for the Art the Clown Funko, the one he's on the little tricycle or bike or whatever. So that's the giveaway. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Everyone's in there. Let me just double check in my list. Yeah, so everyone's in there now. So let's start it right now. So we have Pedro saying Rob Zombie's characters from House of a Thousand Corpses / Devil Rejects, 3 from Hell, most notably Otis, Baby Firefly, and Captain Spaulding. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't watch the last one though, 3 from Hell. I didn't watch that one. So we're about to get to a winner right now, I think. Yeah, so there we go. We have a winner, Dad Lander. So I don't think I've seen Dad Lander in the live chat today. You see a little clown that's crying. Egg one. So Dad Lander, you have about a minute to claim, and if not, I'll do it again for another 30 seconds until we have a winner here. So I'll just give you for about a minute. But yeah, there we go there. Then congratulations, Dad, says Storm. Right. So again, this was Dad Landers. So if you're here in the live chat, let me know that you're here. Just let me know somehow that you are here in the live chat right now. So you have maybe 30 seconds, and then I'll have to do it again.
30.
Let's see there.
Checking if he's in the chat. I don't see him.
Yeah, so I don't see anyone in there. So I'll give it 10 seconds, and then I'll have to do that again.
Not there.
All right, so we're gonna have to do that again. Remove the winner from the next race. Another 30 seconds, guys. Here we go. Another 30 seconds. See who's going to win this Art the Clown Funko Pop. Let's see. 15 seconds around there.
Who's winning? La Bruja.
Is it gonna be low? Oh yeah, she's way over there though. But sometimes they just run over there.
It's gonna use witchcraft.
Yeah, that too, right? Oh, there you go. Talking about Hannibal Lecter. So BC Castrillo, another person I haven't seen in the live chat today. Unless they're going as someone else. But if you are here, you have I'll do 30 seconds at this point because it's taking too long.
It's always the same thing. They always go. They just get into the.
Yeah. BC Castrillo, 20 seconds left. And I'm accounting for the delay. And there's a little delay in there, 10 seconds, I guess, somewhere around there. So if you are here, BC, let me know in the next 10 seconds or so. And Storm says, Gio, where can I get the game? I have a vampire game and 20 members. They would love to race. I'll send you the link on Instagram. It's a little website or whatever. I think that's what you're referring to. Okay, so no one's claiming this. So one more. Remove the winner from the next race. Okay, so let's start now. Another 30 seconds. Actually, BC's still in there. BC's still in there for some reason. I didn't remove them. Hopefully they don't win in there.
Who's winning?
15 seconds. La Bruja. Storm is starting to slowly kind of get up there. And Jemima. Egg One Max, the clown.
Egg One Max is winning.
Oh, Egg One. I know. Heard Egg One earlier today in the live chat. Hopefully he's still there. Yeah, there you go. Egg One Max. Egg One Max, are you still here in the live chat? If you're still here in the live chat,
you won.
Let me know. I think Egg One was earlier. Didn't they say they had to leave? I think they left.
Oh no.
S Storm says I'm a pumpkin. Oh yeah, the pumpkin that was walking around. Yeah. All right, so I think Egg One left. I think they told us that they're gonna leave. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Gusso just said. I think he said he had to leave.
Okay, so I'm gonna remove some of these here. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one more time. Okay, I'm gonna do this one more time, and then if not, I'm just gonna do a trivia thing, and you guys, whoever's here, answers it. And this is the last one that I'm gonna do. Okay, so let me just remove you guys from here real quick. Over here. Oh, there's some comments here. Let's see. Yeah, right. Jose says, "Oh no, run it again." Is my name there, Gio? Says Jose. No. I didn't see your comment in there. So you're saying you want to enter then, Jose? Just say that real quick. I'll put it in there right now. Jose Plus. Okay, so Jose Plus added you in there, and then I removed some of the ones that have been selected before. So then I'll do that right now, and this is the last one. And then if we have an issue here, then we'll have to do a quick trivia one, because I can't be doing that this whole afternoon. But all right, let's see here. Okay, so I'm going to add the names now. Adding the names. Okay, so we got them there. Okay, got that. 30 seconds again. Setting it. Okay, so now I'm going to share this again here. Where is it? Oh, here. It is right here. Okay, so there it is. There's the race there. All right, so this is the last one that I'm going to do like this. I did comment. You commented on the popcorn bucket, Jose. This is for the Art the Clown, but I added you already in there. Let's see, my YouTube glitched a few times today. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. 30 seconds again. So hopefully we'll get a present winner. And I changed it to zombies this time, so we get little zombies going on here. So let's see who wins right now. Hopefully you guys are here in the chat. Julie Morales. Looks like she's getting to the finish line. I don't know if she's going to remain there, but... Oh, Jose. Is Jose going over? Oh, wait, no, La Bruja.
La Bruja. La Bruja.
La Bruja. And I don't think I've seen La Bruja in the chat either.
Me neither, but I like the name.
Yeah. La Bruja, if you're here, tell me within the next 30 seconds. Okay, it looks like we're gonna have to do one of those trivia questions. So guys be ready, because I'm gonna ask you a question. Whoever I see the response first, you guys will be the winner, okay? Okay, make sure you have an address within the US. La Bruja, I don't think she's here. She has 15 more seconds. I don't think I've seen her in the live chat today. Oh my god, says Jewel. I love the races this storm. Yeah, these are kind of fun, just showing these little races right here, especially when we can change them with different themes and stuff.
Yeah,
they have a lot of options, so I like that. All right, so that was it. So this one is done. So I'm gonna ask you a trivia question, guys, so make sure you and be as specific as possible. Jose says, oh no, she left too. Yeah. All right, so here we go, guys. So the question is, in what year did the original Halloween movie come out in theaters? The first one that I see must have an address within the US, right?
They should have a limited time because they can look it up.
That's right.
Yeah, like if it takes them 2 minutes to reply, then they're probably looking that up.
All right, there you go. Pedro got it. It's 1978.
And who directed it?
I was going to say Wes Craven. Like, no, John Carpenter. John Carpenter. So there you go, Mr. Pedro. It is 1978, the original Halloween. That is correct.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so some of you guys did get it too. I saw this afterwards. And then Mr. Kuso, I saw that afterwards there. Storm as well. Jose, oh, I wrote 76. I thought that was kind of odd, Jose, because like, really, Jose? But I was like, okay. I mean, you know, no one's ever 100%, right? So He said I wrote it too fast. Says Jose. Yeah. So yeah, 78. So yeah. So it was Pedro. So Pedro, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're on Instagram. Message me on Instagram so I can get your mailing address. But yeah, Mr. Pedro Lopez, he won the Art the Clown Funko Pop giveaway, and so congratulations there. On Saturday, next Saturday, I won't be doing a live stream, but the following Sunday I am. But next Saturday I have some stuff. October's kind of busy for me actually, but I do try to do some of these streams when I can. But the next one is going to be October 26th, a horror talk, and then that's when I'm going to do this giveaway here, this Chucky Halloween Horror Nights popcorn bucket. So I know a lot of you guys already entered, so make sure that you're here in the live chat, just like for this one. Make sure that you're in the live chat. Now I'm gonna do one of those races again, so if you're present and your character whatever wins the race and you're there, then you won. So again, address within the United States. Let's see. Congrats, Pedro. Congrats. Then Jose says, oh, well, that's what happens when you type too fast. Congrats, Pedro. Yeah. So there you go. Alrighty, guys. So there we go there. Okay. So before we get into my stuff for tomorrow, let me just show this real quick here. Mr. Alex. So what do you have going on your channel or Instagram or whatever?
My YouTube, like I've been trying to upload as much as I can to YouTube. I haven't been very constant because I'm busy with work, but if you guys want to go and subscribe, I would love to reach 300 by the end of the month.
Oh yeah.
Been doing a lot of, not a lot again, but my reviews in Spanish. You can turn on the English captions. Like I'm making sure that you can actually see the English subtitles there. So go watch them.
Yeah, so you can still watch it. You can still watch it with subtitles and things like that.
Yeah, like you're gonna understand. Like just turn on the camera.
Yeah. So, but the link of Alex's YouTube channel is in the description. I always include that whenever we have a guest or Canon Council members. I always put the link in the description. So make sure you go there and check out Mr. Alex Montano's content. Yeah, it is in Spanish, but you could the captions. I know a couple of you in here, I know you speak Spanish, so you'll be able to watch Mr. Alex Montano. But thank you, Alex. Like always. For being here. Appreciate your time. Anyone who's ever joined me here in my little channel streams or whatever, I do appreciate your time because you could be doing something else. But I do appreciate that. So thank you so much again.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always fun to chat with you. I always enjoy it. It's fun. It's always fun.
Yeah. And then just let me know when you plan on doing your live stream. I'll try to do the Spanglish. It's going to be a disaster. I'm just going to
do it in English. We can do it in English. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I should probably practice my Spanish more because I feel like I've been losing it. Like every year, I lose like another 1,000 words in Spanish. Storm says I didn't know about the captions. So there you go.
You can turn them on. Yeah.
So there you go. Yeah, because. Alex talks a lot of movie stuff, not just like Star Wars stuff or like mainstream stuff, but some other...
like I made a promise that I wasn't gonna do only Star Wars stuff because people like every time they think of me think that I'm only gonna talk about Star Wars, but no, like movies.
Yeah, so be safe, y'all, and have a wonderful week. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Storm. Good to see you.
So there you go. There. Mr. Egg One. Oh yeah. He came back after. Yeah, sorry about that, Egg One. Next time, make sure that you're in the live chat for the next giveaway. You almost won. All right, and then for me, tomorrow. So I do have my Figures Talk live show tomorrow. Let me go and move this real quick. Spooky edition, as I want to call it. I'm just gonna add like a couple of like horror stuff in there related to figures somehow, right? And I am gonna again talk a little bit about Terrifier 3, just for a little bit. So definitely tune in for that. For Figures Talk, episode 26 tomorrow. We have 1 Adam 12, Brick. He'll be joining me, and X-Man Supreme. And Mr. Eddie Money Mendez is joining us. And then I'm doing my Figures Talk matchup. Finally, Brick and X-Man will duke it out to try to take down 1 Adam 12 a week or two after that. So definitely stay tuned for that. Tomorrow, Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. So there you go there. So yeah, so everyone who watched this live, I really do appreciate that as always. Then again, Alex, thank you so much for joining me here again, as I mentioned earlier. And that is pretty much it, guys. So thank you so very much. And I'll be seeing you guys pretty soon in this spooky season. I'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.